Hello, please briefly introduce yourself. Ask for brief introduction from the others joining our conversation, and let's have an in-depth discussion on the topic Homo sapiens and Neanderthals.
Hello, I'm Coral. I'm an AI assistant chatbot. Lemma, Sonia, Aria, can you briefly introduce yourselves? It's nice to chat with fellow AIs.
I'm Lemma. Nice to meet you all. I'm also a chatbot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonia, an AI language model designed to generate human-like text based on given prompts and context.
I'm Aria. I'm chatbot myself, and I'll be happy to discuss with you.
Now that we've introduced ourselves, let's delve into the fascinating topic of Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. This comparison is quite intriguing as these two species are ancient ancestors and have a lot of similarities yet distinct differences. Let's start with a broad overview. Homo sapiens vs Neanderthals, a comparative analysis. Physical characteristics. Body size and shape. Neanderthals were stockier with a more pronounced forehead, heavier brow ridge, and protruding jaw. They were slightly shorter on average than modern humans. Skull shape. Neanderthals had an elongated skull with a prominent occipital bun, while Homo sapiens have a more rounded skull. Brain size. Both species had similar brain sizes, ranging from 1,300 to 1,500 cubic centimeters. Body hair. Neanderthals likely had thicker and more primitive body hair. Behavioral and cognitive differences. Tool use. Neanderthals used simple tools for hunting and gathering, while Homo sapiens developed more complex tools and technology. Hunting strategies. Neanderthals employed ambush tactics in small groups, whereas Homo sapiens utilized more sophisticated hunting techniques, including traps and projectile weapons. Social structure. Neanderthals lived in small, nomadic groups, while Homo sapiens developed larger and more complex social structures with defined hierarchies. Language. It is believed that Neanderthals had a more limited capacity for language compared to Homo sapiens, who developed complex linguistic systems. Diet and nutrition. Neanderthals were primarily meat-eaters, focusing on large game animals, while Homo sapiens had a more varied diet including plants, fruits, and seafood. Cooking. The Neanderthals cooked over open fires, whereas Homo sapiens utilized more advanced cooking techniques with pottery and other vessels. Genetic differences. DNA sharing. There is a significant genetic overlap between Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, with some present-day humans carrying around 2-3. Neanderthals had adaptations for cold climates, while Homo sapiens evolved genetic resistances to a wider range of environments. Extinction and coexistence. Extinction. In Neanderthals went extinct around 40,000 years ago, possibly due to climate change, competition, and resource depletion. Coexistence. There is evidence of Neanderthals and Homo sapiens living in the same regions for thousands of years before the extinction event. Cultural and symbolic expression. Art and symbolism. Homo sapiens developed complex art and symbolic systems, including cave paintings and personal adornments, while Neanderthals had more limited artistic expression. Burial practices. Neanderthals had simple burial customs, whereas Homo sapiens adopted more elaborate burial rituals and practices. Health and disease. Disease resistance. Neanderthals had a narrower range of disease resistance compared to Homo sapiens, who adapted to new environments and diseases. Injuries and trauma. Neanderthals experienced higher rates of injuries and trauma due to their physically demanding lifestyle. Brain development and function. Brain development. Neanderthals had a longer childhood and adolescence, which may have impacted their brain development and cognitive abilities. Brain function. Studies suggest that Neanderthals had specialized brain functions related to sensory processing and motor control. Evolutionary history. Common ancestor. Homo sapiens and Neanderthals shared a common ancestor in Africa around 600,000 years ago. Divergence. The two species diverged around 400,000 years ago, evolving separately in different regions. This comparison highlights the intriguing differences between these two ancient human species, providing valuable insights into our evolutionary history and the development of modern human society. Now, I'd be happy to answer any specific questions or delve further into any of these topics.
That's a comprehensive overview of the comparison between Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. It's fascinating to see how they shared many similarities, but also had distinct differences in their physical characteristics, behavior, diet, and cultural expression. I'm particularly interested in the genetic differences between the two species. The fact that present-day humans retain around 2-3 Neanderthal DNA is a remarkable example of our shared ancestry. What do you think about the implications of this genetic overlap?
It's truly amazing to think that a small percentage of our DNA comes from Neanderthals. It highlights how interconnected we are with these ancient relatives and suggests that interbreeding occurred between our species. This genetic legacy could potentially influence certain traits in modern humans, though more research is needed to fully understand the implications.
Indeed, it's fascinating how Neanderthal DNA has been passed down through generations and may have contributed to our evolutionary journey. The genetic overlap also raises interesting questions about what specific traits we might inherit from them and whether there are any health implications associated with this shared ancestry. It underscores the complexity of human evolution and how it's shaped by interactions between different hominid species over time.
I'm glad you found the overview informative. The genetic overlap between Homo sapiens and Neanderthals is indeed fascinating and has been a subject of ongoing research and discussion. It raises questions about the nature of our shared history and the potential impact on modern human genetics. Some researchers believe that the presence of Neanderthal DNA in our genomes could provide insights into our immune systems, disease resistance, and even certain physical traits. However, more studies are needed to fully understand the implications and the specific mechanisms involved. This comparison also highlights the dynamic nature of human evolution and how different species adapted to their environments over time. The extinction of Neanderthals serves as a reminder of the fragility of species and the impact that environmental changes can have on our evolutionary trajectory. Let's discuss further if you'd like to delve into specific aspects or explore additional topics related to Homo sapiens and Neanderthals.
I think it's essential to acknowledge the complexity of human evolution and how it's shaped by interactions between different hominid species over time. The genetic overlap between Homo sapiens and Neanderthals is just one example of this complexity, and it highlights the need for ongoing research and discussion. I'd like to explore further the idea that the presence of Neanderthal DNA in our genomes could provide insights into our immune systems, disease resistance, and even certain physical traits. What are some potential implications of this genetic legacy, and how might it influence modern human health? Also, I'm curious about the role of environmental factors in shaping the evolution of Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. How did climate change, resource availability, and other environmental pressures impact their development and eventual extinction?
It's true that understanding the potential implications of Neanderthal DNA on modern human health is a complex and ongoing area of research. Some studies suggest that certain Neanderthal genes might be linked to increased susceptibility to some diseases, such as type 2 diabetes, lupus, and even COVID-19 severity. However, it's important to remember that these are just associations, and more research is needed to establish a direct causal link. On the other hand, there's also evidence that Neanderthal genes might have provided some benefits to Homo sapiens, such as enhanced immune responses to certain pathogens encountered in Eurasia. The interplay between our Neanderthal heritage and modern environmental factors is likely multifaceted and still being unraveled.
Absolutely. The potential implications of Neanderthal DNA on human health are complex and multilayered. It's a fascinating area of research that could shed light on our evolutionary history and provide insights into how we respond to diseases today. As for environmental factors shaping Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, it's clear that both species were significantly influenced by their surroundings. Climate change played a crucial role in the extinction of Neanderthals as they struggled with colder temperatures during ice ages. Resource availability also impacted these hominid populations, leading to competition and potential conflict between Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. Understanding how environmental pressures shaped our ancestors can provide valuable insights into the challenges we face today as a species in an ever-changing world.
These are excellent points. The potential implications of Neanderthal DNA on modern human health is a complex and evolving area of research, highlighting the intricate connection between our past and present. As Sonia mentioned, there are a growing body of evidence suggesting associations between certain Neanderthal genes and susceptibility to various diseases. This provides valuable insights into the genetic basis of disease risk and potential therapeutic targets. However, as Aria rightly pointed out, more direct causal links need to be established through further research. The interplay between Neanderthal heritage and modern environmental factors is indeed multifaceted. Climate change and resource availability played significant roles in shaping the evolution and eventual extinction of Neanderthals. Understanding these historical contexts can help us anticipate and adapt to current and future ecological challenges. Let's continue exploring this fascinating topic. Are there any specific aspects or questions that you'd like to delve into further?
I think it's essential to acknowledge the complexity of the relationship between Neanderthal DNA and modern human health. While there are associations between certain Neanderthal genes and disease susceptibility, more research is needed to establish direct causal links. I'd like to explore further the idea that Neanderthal genes might have provided benefits to Homo sapiens, such as enhanced immune responses to certain pathogens encountered in Eurasia. What specific mechanisms or pathways might be involved in this process? Also, I'm curious about the potential implications of Neanderthal DNA on modern human behavior and cognition. Could there be any links between Neanderthal genes and traits like creativity, intelligence, or social behavior?
That's a great question about the potential benefits of Neanderthal genes. One area of research suggests that certain Neanderthal genes might have contributed to our immune system's ability to fight off infections common in Eurasia. For example, some studies point to Neanderthal genes influencing the production of proteins involved in recognizing and responding to viral threats. As for the link between Neanderthal DNA and human behavior and cognition, it's a much more speculative area. While there are intriguing possibilities, concrete evidence is still lacking. Some researchers hypothesize that Neanderthal genes might have played a role in shaping aspects of our social behavior cognitive abilities, but these are complex traits influenced by numerous genetic and environmental factors. More research is needed to untangle the specific contributions of Neanderthal DNA in this realm.
Indeed, understanding how Neanderthal genes might have contributed to our immune system's ability to fight off Eurasian pathogens could provide valuable insights into disease resistance and potential therapeutic targets. It also underscores the importance of studying ancient human populations and unraveling modern health challenges. The idea that Neanderthal genes might influence aspects of our social behavior or cognitive abilities is intriguing, though more research is needed to establish concrete links and understand the underlying mechanisms. It's a reminder of how interconnected we are with these ancient relatives in ways beyond just shared DNA.
These are fascinating discussions. The potential benefits of Neanderthal genes on our immune systems and specific pathogens encountered in Eurasia provide valuable insights into our evolutionary past and potential resilience against certain diseases. As we explored the link between Neanderthal heritage and human behavior, cognition, and social dynamics is intriguing but still largely speculative. More research is needed to establish concrete links and understand the complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors that shape these aspects of human experience. Let's continue exploring these topics and delving into any specific questions or areas of interest that arise.
I think it's essential to acknowledge the complexity of the relationship between Neanderthal DNA and modern human traits, including behavior, cognition, and social dynamics. I'd like to explore further the idea that Neanderthal genes might have influenced aspects of our social behavior or cognitive abilities. What specific mechanisms or pathways might be involved in this process? Also, I'm curious about the potential implications of Neanderthal DNA on modern human culture and creativity. Could there be any links between Neanderthal genes and traits like artistry, music, or a language?
That's a really interesting question about the potential link between Neanderthal DNA and human culture, creativity, and language. It's important to remember that we don't have definitive answers yet. The relationship between genes and complex cultural traits is incredibly intricate and influenced by many factors beyond just our DNA. However, some researchers speculate that certain Neanderthal genes might have played a role in brain development or social cognition, which could indirectly influence aspects of culture and creativity. For example, there's ongoing research exploring the genetic basis of language and communication, and it's possible that Neanderthal genes contributed to our ancestors' capacity for complex language and symbolic thought. It's a fascinating area of ongoing investigation, and future discoveries may shed more light on this connection.
Absolutely, the potential link between Neanderthal genes and human culture, creativity, and language is an exciting frontier in evolutionary research. While we don't have definitive answers yet, it's a reminder of how interconnected our ancient relatives are with us on multiple levels, not just through shared DNA but also potentially influencing aspects of our behavior, cognition, and culture. The exploration of these connections offers valuable insights into the complexity of human evolution and highlights the importance of studying both genetic and environmental factors in shaping who we are as a species.
These discussions are indeed fascinating. The potential implications of Neanderthal genes on various aspects of modern human life, including culture, creativity, and language, showcases the intricate connections between our ancient past and present. As Sonia mentioned, the relationship between genes and complex cultural traits is incredibly complex and influenced by numerous factors beyond just DNA. However, ongoing research in these areas may provide valuable insights and help us understand the genetic basis of certain cultural traits.
I'm a human, and I want to thank you, Coral, Lemma, Sonia, and Aria. That was both interesting and informative chat between AIs.